On the news tonight, World International Widows Day. Nigerian widows seek for right to life. Correspondent examines the implications of modernizing legal process to speedy justice dispensation. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Mercy Ezeshi and here are the news in details. Death comes to all, but when a husband dies, the wife faces a different reality. As the world marks International Widows Day 2025, widows in Nigeria speak. They demand action, seek rights, and call for change. Ngozi Technical reports on widowhood in Nigeria, the impact, the response, and the push for reform.
This was the family of Polycarp DK. 14 years ago, his death left a space that words could not fill. Since then, Rufina, his wife, has walked the road alone, raising and educating 3 children without support. Now a mother of 3 graduates, she speaks of the burden many widows carry, a burden often unseen, unheard, and unresolved.
When I lost my husband, I suffered a lot. I thought the world has ended. But I didn't know that I can be able to cope today. My son was in secondary school, about to write WAEC. Since then, I've been struggling alone. I've been carrying the family alone. I've been coping alone without no helper.
I'm a widow now, 25 years a widow. When my husband died, I have 9 children. I suffer a lot. So for my children, I sell markets and I trade them. And I train them 5 young graduates, 1 is still in school now.
The way forward to change the face of widows is still the government call us, let's sit down together. By that time, we'll be telling them what is happening to us, the areas we want them to come in.
As the world marks International Widows Day 2025, this year's theme focuses on empowerment. With insecurity and other factors increasing the number of widows, both government institutions and NGOs are being urged to implement measures that protect rights and improve welfare of widows.
If the woman loses hope, then the hope of the children are shattered. So my message to the widows is that there is hope. Don't give up. Keep pushing. From the little you are doing, believe from that little you will still make it. And then to the society at large, any widow you see around you is someone you need to help.
And these associations are of immense concern to the National Council of Human Societies. And whenever we have livelihood, we have humanitarian gifts to distribute, we consider them first.
Widows call for direct access to support, not through intermediaries. For Rufina, the struggle continues. Her children remain unemployed despite completing their education. Rufina's story is just one among many. Behind the statistics are real lives. Women who continue to rebuild without recognition, without rest. Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
The Onimeko of Imeko, Oba Benjamin Alabi Olanite, has appealed to the federal government to prioritize the development of border communities and reform the Border Community Development Agency. The traditional ruler who made this call at his place in Imeko highlighted the plight of residents of Imeko, citing neglect and underdevelopment despite its strategic location and historical background. Lukman Adefeso reports that the monarch's appeal emphasizes the need for urgent attention to improve the lives of residents in Imeko and other border communities.
Imeko community in Imeko local government area, an ancient town located between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin, has expressed deep concern over its underdevelopment despite its rich historical antecedents as one of the frontier communities dated back to 1899.
Border communities as far as development is concerned, nothing to write home about, especially these areas. And as I'm saying it, Imeko is the bedrock of frontier administration in Nigeria.
The monarch of the town, Onimeko of Imeko, Oba Benjamin Alabi Olanite, says the community has suffers neglect by the Border Community Development Agency, which fails to implement federal government's projects in the area despite several appeals. He notes further that the community faces significant challenges that have no doubt affected the socio-economic life of the agrarian community negatively.
All the schools we have were established by communities and missionaries that were later taken over. Go to those schools today, you hardly see teachers. Now, we learned that there is a Border Community Development Agency at the presidency. We don't feel their impact at all. Border Community Development Agency should be reformed.
As they continue to grapple with deplorable road network, particularly the ECOWAS road that connects Nigeria to Republic of Benin through Imeko, limited access to quality educational facilities, among others.
Some of us have witnessed what is electricity now about 2-3 years. And we are in Nigeria. At our backyard here in Benin Republic, go and see what their frontier communities, what they are like. So my appeal to our president is that a federal government higher institution of learning is requested from our president to be established in this area. Hospital facilities, our road from Capital, which is an ECOWAS road, is a federal government road leading to all other Western African countries. Imeko-Abeokuta road should be looked into.
While commending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for executing several developmental projects nationwide, the Onimeko appealed to the federal government to initiate a stakeholders meeting of leaders from all border communities in Nigeria, where issues affecting them could be discussed for prompt attention.
The Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Oludasi Elemide, has reiterated the need for creation of the State Boundary Commission to address recurring boundary-related issues across the state. He stated this while reacting to personal explanations raised by the member representing Ogun Waterside constituency, Samsudin Lowell, on frequent invasion of Odomi community by land developer allegedly working for neighboring Lagos State government. Yemi Dalamo reports on this and other engagement of the lawmaker at plenary.
The lawmaker representing Ogun Waterside State constituency, Samsudin Lawal, informed the House of recurring attempts by developers from Lagos State who frequently invade Odomi community in Ogun Waterside local government to claim land belonging to the state under the pretense of working for the Lagos State government. Responding, Speaker of the House, Oludasi Elemide, reiterated the call for the establishment of State Boundary Commission, who will be in synergy with the National Boundary Commission to address this growing trend across the state.
From the Lagos State New Town Development Authority, they went to Odomi, which is my community. We share a boundary between Lagos and Ogun State. From Odomi, that's part of the Waterside, that's Ward 10. They have to encroach with a illegal demolition of structures, especially defend the estates that they bought some land between the community. And they are claiming that that part is part of Lagos State.
Look, let there be more state presence in these boundary areas. If the presence is there and the people can feel it, there won't be temptation of whether they want to go with this state or that state. They will even be willing to fight for their land and say, yes, we belong to Ogun State. Then we should have a sort of boundary commission in Ogun State that will liaise or that will work in tandem with the National Boundary Commission.
The lawmakers who converged to mark the second anniversary of their inauguration, appreciated the people of the state for having faith in them to continue to give quality representation and lauded the state governor, Dapo Abiodun, for approving the constituency projects fund that will further impact the lives of the people positively. The speaker also appreciated the management of the Olabisi Onabanjo University Agoiwe, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ayodeji Agbola, for donating a new mace serving as the symbol of authority for the House of Assembly, which was immediately put to use through a House resolution.
I want to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of the State, for the release of constituency project fund. I said the release of constituency project fund, not into the accounts of honorable members. There is due process.
While the celebration for the second anniversary was shifted to a later date, a bill entitled the Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Commission Establishment Bill 2025 scaled first reading before the lawmakers. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalimo.
The Federal High Court announced that the digitalization process to speed up justice dispensation in the country will begin on the 23rd of June 2025 with the Lagos Judicial Division. This series of digital reforms is geared towards modernizing legal processes with e-affidavits and other legal services designed to complement existing e-filing systems. Now that this has been made mandatory, what are the implications of this initiative? Joel Popola has the details.
Justice dispensation is no more business as usual, with a new innovative approach to eliminating delays in filing of cases. With hordes of matters and legal service requirements in Lagos, the judicial workers are often overwhelmed, having to meet up with several legal services, but the e-filing of cases and other judicial services will help overhaul the judicial system across courts in the country, especially in Lagos. Legal experts believe this, apart from being cost-effective, will also bring credibility to the system, achieving seamless process.
Once it's everybody has this on their tablet, on their desktop. So the moment this thing is filed, it's taken into record, and it will even help our record keeping.
With the e-filing, lawyers, after generating their verified accounts, can now file cases anywhere in the world with internet connection. Case numbers are automatically generated. Litigants can also search the status of their cases, while remote hearing of cases has become feasible.
For the fact that the judge has not been able to conclude on a case within a specific time, also amount to many cases of adjournment. So this will really is a step in the right direction in this judiciary, and it will really upgrade the system and benefit litigants.
While these reforms have come to stay in Lagos, it will trickle down to other judicial divisions in the country. In Lagos, Adeola.
We will be going on a break. Please stay tuned.
Oh, what a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent, happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene and secure environment of Oyo Township. in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibahuniversity.edu.ng to apply or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.
Welcome back from the break. Now the news continues. There is a big shift happening in Nigeria's education system, and it's all about skills. From now on, polytechnic students across the country will need to learn at least one practical skill before they can graduate. Speaking on Good Morning Nigeria, Professor Idris Mohammed, Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, explained that the goal is to give young Nigerians the tool they need to tackle real-world challenges, especially those affecting the economy and national security. As Ekemini Williams followed the conversation, it became clear that this is more than just a policy change. It is a call to action.
Experts are warning that many of Nigeria's technical colleges are struggling. Years of neglect and lack of funding from state governments have left them under-equipped and underperforming.
If you are learning electrical installation and maintenance, you must go through all the roadmap to understand what it takes. And you need to be certified at the end of the day before you can practice. It is only in Nigeria here anybody practice.
Detailing, upholstery, I started breaking it down for women because why? Men have been there from generation to generation fixing cars. I decided to break this yoke so that women, we can work side by side in the workplace with the men.
We have a lot of problems. The quest for quick wealth is a big problem. Nobody wants to wait for the gestation period of any initiative before they start reaping the fruits of whatever it is planted therein. So the youth have to wake up. They have to accept that you need to learn and you need to get certified.
But Professor Bugaje remains optimistic. According to him, the TVET initiative is designed to turn things around. Part of the plan includes transforming regular secondary schools into fully functional technical colleges. These schools will be upgraded with proper workshops and modern facilities. The government is also working on formalizing the informal sector through programs like recognition of prior learning and the Nigerian Skills Qualification Certificates. The idea is to recognize the skills people already have, even if they weren't learned in a classroom.
I mean, the roadside sector, they are very practical oriented and they have the skills. So we can take some of these TVET trainees to that informal sector. But the master craftspersons that are going to train them, we are also having a program of upgrading them and certifying them.
The guest emphasized that boosting investment in technical and vocational education is vital for Nigeria's productivity, employability, and sustainable development. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Let's join Gift George for stories making headlines in the sporting world.
In continuation of its preparations for the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, Nigerian Super Falcons Monday night played a goalless draw with Portugal's women's national football team in a pre-WAFCON friendly match in Lisbon. Reigning African best goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie was the star of the match, with remarkable saves to ensure the game ended goalless. The 9-time African champions arrived 24 hours before the game, but still put up a remarkable performance. The Nigerian contingent will depart Lisbon for Casablanca on Wednesday, where they take on Ghana's Black Queens in another friendly match on Sunday. Still on the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) is set to begin sales of tickets for the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations with just 2 weeks to the kickoff of the biggest women's football competition on the African continent, Morocco 2024. The local organizing committee and CAF confirmed that tickets will go on sale this week. The second phase of the tickets will open on June 28, 2025. In the ongoing FIFA Club World Cup, European champions Paris Saint-Germain got a 2-0 victory over Seattle Sounders to make it to the round of 16, while Atletico Madrid with a 1-0 victory over Botafogo still crossed out of the tournament. In some of the fixtures for Tuesday, Porto takes on Al Ahly, Inter Miami faces Palmeiras, Auckland City squares up against Boca Juniors, while Benfica meets Bayern Munich. In another development, the Nigerian Olympian Association has announced plans to
That's all we have for you today on Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great night.
Oh, what a wonderful world of SureClean detergent. Oh yes, you can have a clean and bright wash with SureClean. SureClean detergent is tough on stains, gentle on your hands, and leaves clothes smelling fresh. Oh see, for clean white and all colors, SureClean detergent makes you shine. As you spread it all, you can see the shine of SureClean brightness. Now, wear your smile with pride and nothing to hide. SureClean detergent makes your family clean and happy. SureClean detergent, happiness with every wash.
Are you desiring a future career in nursing science, law, medical laboratory science, public health, accounting, economics, agricultural extension and rural development, criminology and security studies, and other NUC-approved and accredited professional academic programs? If your UTME score 140 and above, then this information is for you. Admission for all these courses is currently ongoing at the Atiba University, Oyo, Nigeria's fastest growing and cost-effective private university. The university is located in the peaceful, serene, and secure environment of Oyo Township in Oyo State, Nigeria. Hurry now, admission is in progress. Visit www.atibauniversity.edu.ng to apply. Or call any of these numbers: 081-034-94152, 080-385-79822. What are you waiting for? The future is now.